Hello everyone, I'm Nadine Lutz with Berkshire Hathaway, and today I am talking with my friend Debi Campbell at Prosperity Mortgage. She will be telling us about mortgage forbearance. I'll let her introduce herself. Hi Debi.
Hi Nadine, how are you today?
Good, and you?
I am well, obviously talking to you from my kitchen.
I know, the shelter in place is interesting.
Yes.
So Debi, a lot of people do have questions about the mortgage forbearance program. If you could give us what you think, tell us what it is, who benefits from it, and what are the ramifications? So is it really, is it for everyone? What are the things that you may say, like, I wish I knew. Just give us an idea about it. A lot of people are interested in it, and they're wondering whether they should take advantage of the program or not.
Sure. And I think there are a lot of questions because it's being talked about in the media, and I think that there is some misleading information out there. So I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about it a little bit today, get the word out, because I'm afraid that while people have issues right now, going through this forbearance might create a bigger issue down the road if they don't quite know what they're getting into. So I think it's really important for people to understand, as you said, what it is, what are the ramifications. So first and foremost, forbearance is not forgiveness. Forbearance is deferral of payment. And that deferral is where people may get caught up on the back end. So that's, I think, what's most important to talk about. If you reach out to your mortgage, well, let's start with, if you have been impacted by this, specifically if you're out of work, if you're sick and you can't work, if you've been furloughed, if you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay your mortgage, and that is definitely a hardship. First thing you need to do is contact your mortgage servicer. The servicer is not necessarily your original lender. The servicer is who you make your mortgage payments to. Whatever that statement says and whoever you mail that check to, that's who you need to be talking to. This is not managed by Fannie Mae, and it's not managed by, again, your original lender, whoever that might be. So get in touch with your servicer. A lot of people are getting in touch with servicers right now, so it may be very difficult to get through. The phone may be referring you to websites. Educate yourself. Do everything that you can to understand this process. If you are seeking forbearance, make sure you get your forbearance agreement in writing. Don't just stop paying your mortgage. If you have a forbearance agreement in writing, the fact that you're not paying those mortgage payments current will not hurt your credit. That is one of the things that's out there. That's a lot of people have that question. If you are in a formal forbearance agreement, that will be noted on your credit report, and we have been told that it will not impact your credit score. After you get that forbearance agreement, make sure you understand what is expected on the back end. For example, if you get forbearance for 6 months, what happens at the end of that 6 months? This is where a lot of confusion is coming in. What I'm reading and what I'm hearing is that at the end of those 6 months, those 6 months of payments come due. I want to say that again. At the end of 6 months, in a lot of cases, those payments come due. If you have a $2,000 a month mortgage payment, that's $12,000, right? That is now due at the end of that 6 months. And that's just kicking the can down the road. If you couldn't pay your mortgage payment for 6 months, you likely can't pay $12,000 plus your next mortgage payment. That's the biggest fear that I have, is people going into this because they need it, obviously, but not necessarily understanding the back end. So while you're talking to the servicer, make sure you understand the back end. There are people out there saying this is going to get tacked on to the end of your mortgage. That's not necessarily the case unless that is the arrangement you have made. I think the more common situation will be it becomes due at the end of the 6 months. So that's my biggest message that I want to get out there, is talk to your servicer, understand what you're getting yourself into, and get everything in writing.
Okay, Debbie, can you negotiate that? Like if you're talking to your servicer, can you negotiate and say, you know, this is how I like to pay it back? Or do you not have that option?
You know, I haven't talked to anybody who has specifically gone through this yet. I always like to have specific information. I do believe within certain parameters, yes. I think balloon payment is an option. I think that a repayment plan could be an option. So using my same example, if you had $12,000 that you now owe, balloon payment, meaning it comes due, or a repayment option, meaning if you can add $500 a month to your mortgage payment, you do that over the next 24 months. That's a repayment plan. If you can't do any of that, I do think a loan modification could be an option. Again, these are all the things that the customer needs to be talking to their servicer about and make sure that they understand what happens at the end of forbearance.
So, so basically, forbearance is not forgiveness.
Yes.
Talk to your servicer. Do not stop the payments without having an agreement in hand, and try to understand how you're going to be paying the mortgage back.
Absolutely. Those are all the key points. You've summarized it perfectly.
And it's up to everyone's discretion whether this is something that works for them or does not. We cannot say it's good or bad. It depends on the situation.
Absolutely. I do think that there are people who, I mean, this is a hardship. This situation that we're in is a hardship for a lot of people. And I think that we need to be looking at all of our options. And if you can pay your mortgage, I think it's important to continue to pay your mortgage. But if you can't, this is here for a reason. My whole point in welcoming your opportunity to talk today is making sure that people understand what it means.
Thank you so much, Debbie. If anybody has questions and wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Sure. My cell phone is the best way to get me. And that is 404-667-2966.
Thank you so much. Again, Debi Campbell with Prosperity Mortgage. She is my company's preferred lender. If you have any questions related to loans, give her a call. She just said her phone number, and I will put her email address at the end of this video. Thank you so much. Thank you, Debbie, for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.